and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Hanny.
And welcome back, everyone, for the final part, the third part, the last part of our Trends and Fads look at Taiwan's plan to fight the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yep, in yesterday's article, we read about the plan the government came up with after learning the lessons of fighting earlier diseases like SARS and bird flu. When
COVID-19 appeared early last year, they put that plan into action. And one of the first things that we saw was that travelers entering Taiwan had to quarantine for 14 days before they could go out and be with other people.
And the government also had a good tracing and testing system for people who might have been near someone with COVID-19. That meant that if people did get the disease, they could be found quickly and put in quarantine. The disease was never given the chance to spread to lots of people.
Yes, and then we made sure that everyone had face masks. And the factories that make the face masks were making them as fast as possible.
And finally, we did a good job. You and me and everyone in Taiwan, we followed the rules, wore our masks, washed our hands, and did all of the other things to keep us and everyone around us safe.
Yes, and it worked. And the world has noticed that Taiwan's COVID-19 plan has been one of the very best in the world. Few people have gotten sick, and a very small number of people have died. And life in Taiwan, normal life in Taiwan, hasn't had to change that much. Stores are still open, students still go to school, and we have never had one of these lockdowns like they've had in lots of other countries where everyone has to stay home. We never had to do that.
Right, so today's dialogue will be listening in on a conversation between two people as they talk about the plan that Taiwan has followed through the COVID-19 pandemic and how they feel really lucky to have been here in this country during this difficult time that the world has faced.
Before we begin reading, though, let's learn all about the new vocabulary for today.
好，今天的课文是一段对话。对话里面的 Veronica 和 Sebastian 他们在称赞台湾处理新冠肺炎的成效。他们很庆幸自己在台湾，因为一出现新冠肺炎病例，台湾就关闭国家边境。政府对于疫情毫无隐瞒，也有立刻去阻止错误和不实资讯的散播，让这块土地很安全。我们来看今天又用到4个单字。第一个是 praise。Praise 在课文里面是当动词来表达赞扬、赞美，像是 The coach praised his players for their efforts. The coach praised his players for their efforts. 教练赞扬球员们的努力。第二个单字 shut， 它表示关闭，是个动词，那三态同形 shut。例如 Pam walked into the room and shut the door behind her.Pam walked into the room and shut the door behind her. Pam 走进房间，把门关上。第三个单词 open， 我们知道它有打开的意思嘛，但在课文里面它是当形容词来形容是坦诚的、坦率的，就好像打开心房，什么事都跟人家说一样。例如 It's important to be open with each other in a relationship.It's important to be open with each other in a relationship. 在一段交往关系当中，对彼此坦诚是很重要的。第4个单字 fake， 它是形容假的、伪造的，是个形容词。例如 Fake news seems to be everywhere.Fake news seems to be everywhere. 似乎到处都是假新闻。好，现在看完单字例句，我们来看课文吧。
Veronica and Sebastian are praising Taiwan's handling of COVID-19.
We're so lucky to be in Taiwan. The country did an amazing job at controlling COVID-19.
We have to thank the country's great leaders for that.
Yeah, they were smart to shut the country's borders as soon as there was a COVID case.
I agree, and I appreciated their honesty.They were open about everything.
Explanation 1.
All right, so right at the top there, we can see that it says Veronica and Sebastian are praising Taiwan's handling of COVID-19. Okay, and they aren't alone. A lot of people, both here in Taiwan and all around the world, have been praising or saying good things about the excellent job that both the government and the people of Taiwan have done to fight against COVID-19.
And so we can next see that Veronica begins the dialogue by saying to Sebastian, "We're so lucky to be in Taiwan." Yes, lots of people have been thinking and saying the same thing over the past year or so. Those people from Taiwan and also foreigners who either live here or were stuck here after the pandemic really started to stop people from traveling. Taiwan is a pretty good place to be these days.
Oh yeah, you can say that again. And Veronica also adds, the country did an amazing job at controlling COVID-19. Right, as we've been reading over the past 2 days, the government here made a good plan based on good science. And the people of Taiwan also did a great job of following the rules and doing the things that they needed to do to stay safe. So, talking about the government, Sebastian says, we have the country's great leaders. We have to thank the country's great leaders for that. Yes, having a president who listens to the experts, the scientists, and also last year, right, the vice president of Taiwan was a doctor.
Yeah, right.
That made us feel confident that the top leaders were making the best decisions that they could.
And Veronica then actually talks about one of the smartest but most difficult decisions that these leaders made at the very start of the COVID-19 pandemic. She says, yeah, they were smart to shut the country's borders as soon as there was a COVID-19 case, a COVID case. Yes, that's absolutely true. A lot of people at that time thought that this rule was a bit too tough, but it proved to be very smart. It kept many more cases from coming in, and that helped to stop the spread of the disease through the whole country. Now let's take a quick break here so that Daphne can tell us more about today's first grammar point.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 as soon as， 意思是一点点点就点点点，是连接词片语，用来连接两个子句，主词加动词。as soon as 开头的称为时间副词子句，用来表示先发生的事情。另一句称为主要子句，用来表示后发生的事情哦。我们来看个例句 ：As soon as Elijah has an idea, he writes it down. Elijah 一有点子就记下来。
谢谢 Daphne 老师的讲解。大家还记得吗？在疫情一开始我们当时的副总统就是流行病学专家。那多亏了这些专家和领导者，台湾把新冠肺炎的疫情控制得相当好，不用像别的国家封城。那我们先来看课文补充单字 amazing， 就是形容非常棒的。那我们前面有提到 lockdown 就表示封锁，可以用来表达特定建筑物或是某个地区呢因为紧急状况而封锁。还有我们说到 vice president 就是指副总统。Okay, so we're back to our article about Taiwan's COVID-19 plan. Veronica had just told Sebastian that she thought the Taiwan government was very smart to shut the country's borders when the first COVID cases appeared.
Right, and Sebastian seems to have the same opinion as Veronica. He agrees. He says, I agree. And I appreciated their honesty. Yeah, they told the truth, right? And he adds, they were open about everything. Yeah, definitely that's true. Every day, someone from the government went on TV, and they still go on TV, and they tell people what is going on. They don't lie about things to make the situation seem better or anything like that. And that gives the people, no matter what's going on, the feeling that they're being told the truth. They know what's happening. They know what the situation is. This makes people more comfortable, even when things might seem a bit scary. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll be back with the second part of the dialogue.
True. They even put a stop to wrong and fake information right away.
They really made things safe here.
The people did too.
Right. They protected themselves by protecting others.
Explanation 2.
So Sebastian was just saying that he really appreciated that the government in Taiwan always told the people the truth about what was happening in the fight against COVID-19. Even if the news wasn't so good, people felt that they could believe the news that they were hearing, and this gave them confidence.
Yeah, and Veronica seems to agree 100% with what Sebastian was saying. She replies, "True," and then she adds, "They even put a stop to wrong and fake information right away." Hey, that's a really good point. It wasn't as much of a big problem in Taiwan as it was in other countries, but when silly people got on the internet and started to spread lies or bad information, the government quickly put out the truth, and they also found those people and punished them. Rumors and fake news can do a lot of damage when people are scared and don't know what to do.
Definitely. And here to give us some real truth about grammar is Daphne with our second grammar point. This isn't fake grammar, it's real grammar. Yeah.
第二则文法是 put a stop to something， 意思是制止某事物。Put 是及物动词，意思是施加，三态同形。Stop 是名词，意思是停止、终止。后方用介系词 to 朝、向，引出要制止的事物。我们来看个例句。Brenda put a stop to this conversation. Brenda 终止了这场对话。
谢谢 Daphne 老师的讲解。对话里面的主角有聊到台湾对新冠肺炎疫情毫无隐瞒，而且有立刻阻止错误不实的资讯散播。毕竟谣言会造成人民恐慌，那么政府诚实以对才会让人民有信心。我们补充一下，刚刚用到 rumor 就是指谣言、传言，那么 confidence 则是表达自信、信心或是信任。
So, the way the government gave out information to the people of Taiwan kept things safe and calm here. They told the truth, and they also stopped others from spreading lies and rumors over the internet. As Sebastian says, they really made things safe here. Indeed, they did.
And the government did this to help the people, and the people responded. As Veronica points out, the people did too. We stayed calm, listened to the government, followed the rules by wearing masks and things like that, and everyone got through it okay.
Absolutely. Sebastian agrees with that, and he goes on to point out that the people in Taiwan also thought about each other and not just about themselves. He says, right, they protected themselves by protecting others. Yes, when it comes to a disease that spreads as easily from person to person like COVID-19 does, the old saying is true. We're all in this together. And together, I'd say that we've done a pretty good job. Well done, everyone. Give yourselves a little pat on the back. Good job, me.
Good job,
and you for doing such a good job. But don't quit now. We still have to work together to keep fighting this disease. And let's keep doing the smart things like wearing our masks, washing our hands, and also keep looking after each other. Stay safe. Stay healthy, and we'll see you back here very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Taiwan's COVID-19 lessons for the world. Veronica and Sebastian are praising Taiwan's handling of COVID-19.
We're so lucky to be in Taiwan. The country did an amazing job at controlling COVID-19.
We have to thank the country's great leaders for that.
Yeah, they were smart to shut the country's borders as soon as there was a COVID case.
I agree, and I appreciated their honesty. They were open about everything.
True. They even put a stop to wrong and fake information right away.
They really made things safe here.
The people did too.
Right. They protected themselves by protecting others.
Good morning. What can I help you with today?
Hello. The lenses in my glasses broke. Can you fix them?
Sure. I just checked your customer record. You bought your glasses here 3 years ago?
That's right. And when I wear my glasses, I can't see clearly. My eyes might be weaker now.
When did you last get your eyes checked?
I think it was also 3 years ago.
Then we should do an eye exam first. Please come this way.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 又到我们1分钟的单元喽。那我们今天要用1分钟的时间来复习单字，也会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好没？1分钟计时，开始。第一个单词呢，它是用来表达赞美或是赞扬，这个字是动词，表示它是叫做 praise。praise 好，它也可以当名词来用。那我们用动词来造句。The movie was widely praised。那部电影普遍广泛的受到赞赏。好，第二个单词呢，它可以表达关闭。关闭要怎么说呢？我们知道 close 这个字，对不对？好，我们来学 s 开头，叫做 shut。好，它动词三态是一样的哦 ，shut。She shut the window and drew the curtains closed。她把窗户关上，并且把窗帘拉上。好，第三个单字呢，它可以形容是打开的，也可以讲说有营业的嘛，门有开着嘛。好，还可以形容是坦诚的、坦率，就像你的心是开着的。这个字叫做 open， 坦诚的、坦率。好 ，The singer has been open about her sexuality。那位歌手一直都公开坦诚自己的性向。第四个单字呢是形容假的、伪造的，它叫做 fake。Don't fall for fake news， 别被假新闻骗了，小心别上当哦。好，太好了，我们就刚刚好成功了。那不管怎么样，同学们还是要多多复习哦。我们下次见了，拜拜。
See you next time.